Well, good day, everybody. So now it's the 12 of the 12 of 2023 in New Zealand. And if you're in Europe, it's not the 12th yet, still the 11th, late at night, but that's cool. We have got the latest updates on tracker positions. That's part of the reason we're doing this one. And we're following the ETAs down for local time here in New Zealand. So some interesting stuff going on as we speak. In fact, they're probably sailing beside each other right now. Steinlager New Zealand and Lion New Zealand, with the Sailing Trust here, have actually rendezvoused with Translated sailing down the coast. So that would be pretty exciting for all involved right there now, with their youth crews on board and all that sort of stuff, reliving the 50th anniversary of the Whitbread and everything that used to happen back then. It'd be fantastic sailing conditions because the breeze is offshore, it's flat sea, and early in the morning. So I wish I was there. Anyway, unfortunately, they can't sail all the way back down to Auckland. They're on a program right now, but they're going to sail alongside for an hour or so, or whatever the day brings, and wish them well. So it'll be quite a surprise for Translated as well. So we'll look forward to seeing the photos and videos of that later on. If you haven't seen the video that we put up from Translated, it's the latest on board. Have a look. It's pretty nice sailing conditions now, and they're all hyped. They've got the New Zealand coast alongside. So, really exciting things there. Anyway, that's enough from me. So we're gearing up to go out and meet them in the harbour. You've probably seen where the finish line is. If you're in Auckland, you can go down to the breakwater there in front of the club, and you'll see everything that's going on. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, let's go straight to the tracker and see what's happening here. Okay, and then I hit that. So that's the current situation, with 3 boats now sailing down the northeast side of the North Island of New Zealand. You've got Spirit of Helsinki got around. Penjuic's a little bit, about 30 miles in front, and then Translated is about 80 miles in front of Penjuic. Now, Translated is currently on still on the 8 o'clock. That is correct. Yeah, we're on 1 hourly position reports, and the Penjuic and Spirit are still on 4 hourly. But as they get closer, once you get within about 50 miles, it starts to roll over. So let's just head back and do the rest of the fleet first. I'll kick that back, and then we'll come back and talk at length about potential ETAs and what's happening. So Sterner and Explorer kicking along here quite nicely, and we've got, what do we got here? Explorer's doing 7.5 knots and 174 mile day. Sterner doing 7.2 knots, 155 mile day. They're just coming down in this northwesterly. It's not a big one. That's probably blowing 30, gusting to 40 maybe, and then it'll roll over to a gentle southwesterly, and then Explorer will get the same. We've suggested they come down to about 43 because we mentioned this yesterday. There's some stuff coming later on, and they don't want to run out of breeze if they're too close to 40. So all looks pretty good. If we just have a look at the weather they're likely to get. Oh, hang on, that's not quite right there. Now this is the new one. Okay, we were a bit ahead of our time on the weather there. So Sterner's heading down because they know that there's going to be a big hole up here, and Explorer's just starting to slowly come down in this direction. So pushing it forward. That's a little front coming through shortly. And what do we got here? On the 14th and then 15th, that's when they need to be down on at this level here up the front. So because that's going to go quiet. Anyway, all kind of cool there. We now head back across to the main part of the fleet. White Shadow got a nice breeze, westerly, and trucking along towards Auckland, 7.3 knots, 192 mile day, 1,341 miles to go. So that's going to be about 8 days, I reckon. Eight days on top of that. 20th, they'll be somewhere 20, 21, depending on what happens if they get further along the track, but certainly in time for the party on the 23rd. So that's pretty cool. Galliana with Secure sitting right on the transom of Outlaw, doing 8.6 knots, 168 nautical miles in the day, and 900 miles to go. Outlaw, 9.2 knots, 890 miles to go. So what do we got here? 890. Yeah, they're about 20 miles apart, and they're both level pegging. distance 168 for Galliana and 171 for Outlaw. So I'll pick this up a bit so you can see it a bit better. So they're level pegging. And now Eureka and Neptune heading up. They've kept the breeze. I'm not sure. I could look back and see how much they gained for that exercise with the two, but they probably gained a little bit. I think it was still a good move. So Eureka, 8.9 knots and 209 nautical mile day. The IRC ratings here for Eureka and a few others, there's only minutes between 3 or 4 of them, including Penduic, which is fascinating. I'll show you in a minute. So they've got a good following breeze. And Neptune, 9.6 knots, and they're 212 mile day. So Neptune really making the most of their extra waterline length. The speed of keep, 9.5 knots, 189 nautical mile day. And Triana is 9.3 knots and 191 nautical mile days. So, driving hard, 9.3. They're always on the ball, level pegging with the speed of keep, which is a much bigger boat. So, but that's a target for them. And Maiden, next boat around Cape Reinga, 8.6 knots, 152 mile day. They did go quiet yesterday with that little bit of soft stuff. So all looks pretty good. And before we get into the guys coming down the coast, which has got consistent breezes, I'll just follow this weather out for 2 days and see if anything's likely to change. I doubt it. They're all on the backside of this high here. There's a big solid southwesterly airflow on everyone. Some are getting it stronger than the others. This is coming through for tomorrow. Going quiet on White Shadow and Outlaw and Galliana with Secure, swinging across, so they might go soft as well. But generally, this is 13th. So this is 24 hours later. Yeah, it's coming very fast. Okay, the mid-fleet's going to have a soft bit, and then it's going to push around again. So they'll lose a bit of time. This is the 14th. It's going to go soft a bit, maybe for Maiden coming down the coast as well. So there's 2 days out. Whoa, that's a big one. So that means the leaders, forget about the 18th. We'll come back here to the 14th. 2 days out. Yeah, it's getting a little bit softer. So it's not going to help the others keep up with the IRC. So I'd say Translated is very secure in their line on us and IRC ranking right now. So get that back there, and we will come through to this one. And let's look at what's happening coming down the coast here. Okay. So Spirit of Helsinki currently doing 9.5 knots, and they have 139 or 140 miles to go. Okay, 9.5 knots in very good breezes, 140 miles to go. Penduic has got 110 miles to go. So Spirit of Helsinki is 30 miles behind Penduic, that's currently doing 9.4 knots. Okay, they've stayed out a bit wide. Translated have just been enjoying the ride, coming right in by the coast. Now, Translated 24 nautical miles to go, and they've got, they're doing 7.5 knots. So that's giving us the hurry up here. I've been saying about 1 o'clock. And now we'll just focus on that before I do on their direct one, let's look at what the weather's doing for the others. We'll just push this through. You'll see it's all holding and getting stronger. So they've got great breezes to bring them down the coast. So all three of them. This is going right through to tomorrow. There's plenty of breeze. The wind direction is basically staying southwest, which is going to keep them moving fast. So we will see Penduic in the early hours of tomorrow morning. And Spirit of Helsinki just after that. So Penduic could be in the dark, but Helsinki maybe at dawn or something like that, or morning tomorrow. Okay, so now just coming up here to Translated. Okay, I'm going to pick this right up. I'll get this right up here. Okay, so the breeze is holding. Although they're doing pretty quick there now, 7.5. They'll go on to half hourly. The updates will go quicker, but they're on hourly at the moment. They can't afford to come across here. They're going to have to harden up, which might slow them down a little bit. coming through the last distance, and then they've got to tack and come on the nose. So it's not, but then again, they're behind the lee of this island here. When they get out, they might get some more breeze and go a bit faster. But based on that, 7.5 knots in the last hour and 24 to go. That's 15. Yeah, I'd say it's still probably 4 hours, so it could still be because a bit of a fudge factor coming up the harbour and all that sort of stuff as well. So it's still probably around 1 o'clock this afternoon local time. So that means about midnight UTC time. They should be crossing the line, and we'll work that down as it comes. Now, just so everyone knows, on the tracker here, you get to the biggest scale there, and you think it's not going to go anymore, but then all of a sudden you come down and you get the satellite image. This is just using the scale at the top here to keep pushing, and you can bring it right down to the line. And as they come into the harbour here, you'll be able to follow them straight around the islands, in the harbour, up the harbour, and it gets down to 15 minutes, every 15 minutes as they're coming. And then just as they are about to cross the line, it goes real-time live. So you can actually just see them cross the line. And if you know Auckland, you can see what's going on here. You can see them coming down the harbour at various vantage points, but certainly you can sit on the breakwater here in front of the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron and watch them cross the line. Then we'll be bringing them back and into Jellicoe Harbour. So that's it. Now, the interesting one here is the IRC rankings. Translated is clear by a day and 8 hours or something from Triana, so that looks pretty secure. I can't imagine Triana picking up a day and bit, but let's wait and see. It'll be a provisional ranking until Triana gets in, or it's obvious that it's secure for them. So Triana coming second, then Spirit of Helsinki is holding third, but there's only hours in it. From Maiden, there's only 9 hours. 9 hours behind is Maiden. Galliana with Secure is only 1 hour behind Maiden for fifth, and then 3 hours behind is Evrika, and then only 1 hour behind is Penduic. So all of those 4 or 5 boats there are on top of each other, and that's likely to change coming through before they actually get in. So that's kind of fun to watch. All right, so we're still holding for around about 1 o'clock to cross the finish line here. So if you're out and about, we'd love to see you out there. It's going to be windy, but it's in the harbour, flat calm, and we'll keep you updated on that as time goes by. So I'll just come back here and let's just see if there's any questions here. Not too technical, I hope. So Christine, morning from Auckland. Yeah. Tina, evening. Translated. Yeah, it's pretty impressive for Translated, that's for sure. Yes, it'll go on 15-minute updates as they get closer to the line. And okay, Waveland. Yeah, Translated doing a good job. So we'll be out there. We're going out on a locals volunteered their Riviera 60 for us. So Ada, Jane, and I will be on a big powerboat out there, having a bit of fun with coming in, and we'll have a couple of ribs out there as well. And I think there'll be some other local boats as well. I've heard rumours that a few people are coming out. So yeah, this leg's gone very fast. In fact, they've been averaging, I worked it out, it's averaging 216 miles a day to get here. And the weather's been, yes, they've seen big winds, but it's not been hugely dramatic storms. It's been building nor'westers and sou'westers and stuff like that. So generally the weather's been fantastic, touch wood, long may it last. No complaints at all. Yeah, it was a good video Translated put in. You can see the hype and the vibe, so that's kind of cool. And have a look at that. Yeah, ADC Actrack, that's a good point. Translated 9 was Claire Francis' original boat, and so she's back again in the recreation of the Whitbread 50 years later. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it could be up late, but the lives will be all set to go. Touch wood. Hopefully the technology is going to work because Jane's in charge, which is good. So will the team come over every time that a boat arrives? Yeah, we'll be out doing lives every time. Penduic is going to be about 10 hours behind Translated, I reckon. 10 or 12 hours maybe. Yep, that's a big party on the 23rd. It's the welcome party to Auckland. Auckland Tatakai is our partners here, and they provide fantastic facilities and a bit of funding as well. So that'll be quite a party. We're looking forward to it. There's a few events and functions going on. So how many hours is finished? Translated 9. Yeah. We just got a bit of dramas on here. Looks like we're getting a delivery and they can't find where we are. It's very important because it's got some banners in it we need. Yeah. Okay. So can't wait to see translate. No, all good. Okay. That's it. I got to go and find these packages. So we'll see you all later on. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.